Apologies for the interruption. I had a doctor's appointment, and I thought it was at 2:30, but it was at 2:15, so I had to take that. So what do you do? What is the problem in this matter? So you're on opiates, and you have a lot of pain, and they're working at the beginning, and I'm just going to get right to the point. You might be in a position where, yes, it's very hard to move, depending on what it is you're suffering from. And like this applies to everyone. It doesn't matter if you can't walk. It doesn't matter, because I believe people who are in a wheelchair can still manage the same thing that I'm going to discuss. So why is this going wrong? The cause may well be that the medication, it's the medication itself that's really troubling you. In that case, you may want to talk to your doctor and say, I want to try a different kind. And, people who suffer with a ton of pain, just like chronic pain, whatever type of pain, but especially severe pain, right into the acute range, chronic acute. Very tough to move. You don't understand it. You don't know what to do. You may be going into withdrawals. You feel it's stopping. You feel like your life is over. You do, because that's what I felt like. I certainly felt like my life was over. What do I do in this instance? Because the only thing that is helping me is these opiates. Because there may be other things you can do besides opiates, but some opiates were designed with it's spasms in my esophagus when I talk for a certain amount of time. What do you do? What do you do now? So say you keep the same medication. What is the problem? What I would say is, what are you doing in your life? Are you taking these painkillers? Are you taking these painkillers? Let's say you have CRPS. I know it's hard to move. So when you wake up, you may go for your medication. You may take something like gabapentin and a painkiller, and you're in a lot of pain. When I wake up, man, I'm in a lot of pain. I can't wait to get to about the 40-minute mark, because I take pain meds. And but what do you do after that? You let it starts working. You might feel a bit better. This is a holistic approach, and something maybe you have not considered yet. A lot of people are just sitting around. So they take their painkiller, they sit down, or they lie in bed, and then they wonder why the painkiller isn't working. So let's give a whole bunch of examples why it wouldn't be working. When I wake up, I take my pain meds. This is something I didn't do before. I eat, and then what I do is I do a full body workout in my own home. I don't want to, because of my level of pain and certain times of the day, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do compound weights anyways. But, I do push-ups, dips, I know you can't do that, but you can do something else that will get your endorphins going and to keep you in shape. Maybe let your painkiller build up throughout the day and then go to the gym, because you may want to have a little bit more pain-killing power, whatever, and or nutrition in your body. Are you exercising? That is the first thing, because if you're not exercising, you probably have a partial answer, because everything I'm talking about now is add-ons. They're add-ons. You're potentiating. This is the goal, to try to get away from a hyperalgesic state. to keep your painkillers working, to potentiate your drug, means to add things onto it that'll help it work better. So instead of standing still, right? Instead of standing still, what you're going to do is you're going to do an exercise routine. So I do my exercise routine, then I go and shower, and I come out, I'm like, good. That's good. I got my blood flowing, right? Because you want your blood flowing, because if you just take your painkiller and sit there, how can you expect to have your pain treated? And I, just like you, have a very difficult time moving in the morning. And it's just like Parkinson's disease, that the more I start moving, the more it starts to build up. What I'm doing right now. Are you eating? What are you eating, right? Are you eating good foods? The question is, are you eating foods that are just inflaming your body? Are you eating candy, chocolate? Are you eating too much sugar in the day because you haven't brought yourself to, I would say if you're in that bad of a spot, that you should put yourself in a position of eating good foods. Get rid of as many refined sugars as you can and eat healthy foods, balanced foods. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what foods, but you know what I mean. Like, make sure you get enough fiber. Drink water throughout the day, because water throughout the day is going to potentiate. It's going to wake you up. Because if you're taking a painkiller, it may make you like this. You don't want to do anything. So make sure you're doing that, because if you're not drinking your water throughout the day, you'll develop spasms in your legs and in your body, and it will actually, dehydration, it will make your pain increase. And then you'll wonder why. It's because you're not hydrating yourself. So fruits, vegetables, good foods. That's not to say you can't eat good stuff, but man, I get rid of those refined sugars and look on juice like a juice container. Say, look at this. This is apple juice. Oh, like natural sugars and all this. Think twice. Read the food label. Like a juice box that children have in their lunches, 250 milliliter little juice container. Today you can have up to 40 grams of sugar in that. That'll eventually kill you. If you keep doing that into your 30s and 40s and 50s, I believe that sugar will kill you. Stay below the level. That's why there's so many people dying of heart disease, so many people who are overweight, because they're not eating right, because there's so much sugar. And then the exercise. Can you get up? Can you go for a walk? I know it might be really tough. I think most people who suffer with pain are ambulatory, which means they can walk. And then lastly, just because of time, how is your discipline? Are you able to do these things accurately every single day? Do you have a bedtime? Do you wake up generally the same time? Do you go to bed generally the same time? And then the other is, are you, there are medications, and I'm not going to recommend any medications, because I'm not qualified to do that. But there are medications, I'll just tell you, like for my own life, with my painkillers, I have gabapentin, and that's considered a potentiator on top of the opiate. So I hope that's helped you. You have to, you look at biopsychosocial, just your whole life. How about your supports, your family, all those different things, your friends that you can access? Can you access the community of all these different things? But I think one of the best things is to get in shape physically. and to make sure you're drinking water and eating well. And you know, your sleep comes first, right? And make sure you're eating well. But because it concerns pain, I hope you're moving around and getting your blood flowing. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If anyone ever, I can't give medical advice or any stuff like that, but anything that you speak about, I can help guide you through it, motivate you to do that. That's what a recovery coach does. And so I'll leave my, so now I have to upload 2 videos. I'll link them together. And if you're interested and this is you, I'd like to help you.